Phase 2 motor trend. Short shifter. Newly designed to fit on the Hardbody. Fun fact, I've been waiting to do this video for a while now. There was an issue with the first one that I bought. The shifting part here, it was way too loose and it would actually rotate, back and forth. Big shout out to Wayne from Phase 2 Motor Trend. I was going back and forth with him, and I ended up sending mine to him so that his tech guys could check them out. They found out it was a manufacturing flaw, but they sent me this new one. Gonna hopefully be good this time around. I could show you how to put it in, what it looks like and feels like, and all of that. So here we go. So I took my old shifter off already. Cleaned off the mating surface. I got my new gasket right here from Nissan Parts Deal, I think, .com. My old one sitting down there. So before, you would have to kind of fabricate this up or get an adapter, and then you would use the one for the 320. But now P2M has actually designed it to where these holes line up with D21's shifter right here. So I'm gonna throw this bad boy on just like that with the gasket on, and throw this on and tighten it all down. So as you can tell, I got these new bolts that I'm putting in. If you're like me and this is all pretty much original stuff, then you're gonna have things like this happen where the top just shears off on you. So what I had to do with this one, which was over here, I had to get one of those, what do you call it, like reverse out kits or whatever, like this. So it's left hand screw or drills, and then you get these little tap things in there, and it helps to draw them out. So that's what I had to do here. You drill the hole deep enough, and then you use the tap to kind of pull this sucker back out. But because of that, I'm switching over all of these old ones that have been, like, I mean, you see the head of this. It's pretty darn rusty, along with a lot of the rest of my vehicle. But I'm swapping out all of these right here. There's 5 of them with these M8 8.8 class bolts. The only one that I'm not switching out is the big one right here with the check ball and spring, because where is it? It's a big honking sucker, and I don't have any new ones of this size. So being that it's, sorry for the focus, being that it's, I mean, decent and it's thicker than the other ones, I'm just going to reuse that one. And that's just to hold that spring that's against the check ball down there. So that's going to stay the same. And then I'm going to have 5 brand new 8.8 class bolts in there with the lock washer underneath, and then torque them down to spec and go from there. And there she blows. Got them all torqued down. Put the extension on with the shift knob, and here we are. Now watch the throw on this. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. Now me, I'm a tall guy, yeah, and I'm 6'1", and it's a tiny truck, as you guys obviously know when you're in a little single cab. My old shifter, and I'll put a video up of it too, my old shifter would be all the way up here when I had it in 5th gear. It's like I gotta reach forward just to grab this sucker. This one right here, my back is against the back of the seat here, and it's right here in pretty much on the edge of my fingers here, almost at my palm. So this brings it a lot closer to me when I'm shifting, but it's also much faster, the shifts, because it is a short throw. So the distance from here to here, I mean 3rd to 4th, 3rd right here would be all the way up here, pretty much almost touching my console. And yeah, I mean, first I would be coming over to here. So this throw right here is a lot better for me, bringing it closer to where I'm sitting. I mean, it's pretty nice, and I'm so thankful for them for, you know, the amazing customer service. I was going back and forth with him. I sent him videos and everything. He did me like walkthroughs of things to check and all of that. And he was like, hey, you know what? Just send it back to us. We'll see. Here's a shipping label. Send it back to us and we'll check it out. And sure enough, he checked it out. And they was like, yeah, there was a defect on this one. We haven't had any issues with this before. But what would happen is this section right here, when you have this all connected, it would twist left and right. So the gap for these pins was too big. So I would go to shift, and when I push it over like that to go into like first or second, I would push it over and it would twist this entire shaft. So that was not good. But now you can see I push this sucker over and there is no twist. It just goes right over. You know, I mean, that's amazing. I like that. I like that a lot. I'm gonna show some B-roll later of me cruising with it, so you guys can check out in action. Some updates. I'm gonna be doing my whole center console here. Now that I got this in, I mean, this is the last thing I was waiting on. I can actually start making my entire center console here. Here, let me show you what I got. So this plate right here, which covers that transmission hole right there, this plate, I mean, it is old and decrepit. It's like tissue paper at this point. This thing bends just looking at them. Same thing with the plate for the shift boot. I mean, this thing could be better. It's super flexible already, you know, it's not sturdy at all. So I went and I bought some galvanized plate from Home Depot, galvanized sheet metal, and I'm gonna replace that whole area there. And then I got this little piece of rubber mat to cover that open area in between. So I'm gonna cut out the hole in there and then put this over top and then over the shifter. That way, keep the water and everything out. And then I got this little magnetic mount that I'm gonna put on. I have my charging thing I'm gonna hook up to the lines in there. You pop this sucker open and you got USB-A and USB-C, and you have a voltmeter right here. So right now I was just reading the volts off of my radio, but then I don't get to see what time it is and what station's on or whatever. So, but I wanted to, especially since I did a bunch of electrical stuff, I wanted to just make sure that my volts and everything was good. This has the voltmeter on there, so I'm going to put this mounted on the top of my center console. I'm going to put that magnetic mount in there as well, and then I'm going to do some nice wood on the top and some fabric on the side with some foam. I still got to cover up. I mean, that right there is where my battery is, you guys know. So this is just like a second piece, and my battery is hiding back in there. But I mean, this is not bolted down to nothing. It's made out of scrap chair that I had. You know, it was a broken chair, so I busted the thing up and used the wood. You know, I'm all about reusing and not spending money. You know, use what I got for the most part. But things like this is guilty pleasures that I'm gonna do. This right here too, all of these little suckers in here, they're super stripped. I mean, some of these just don't hold anything anymore. Let me find one. Yeah, like these back here. I mean, they're completely bored out of their minds. It ain't gonna hold nothing. So what I'm doing is I'm putting these riv nuts in here so I can actually have a solid threaded connection right here, and then that's what I'm gonna bolt that plate down to, right around there. And there's a few other places too that I'm gonna do some of those riv nuts. I've been waiting on that for a long time. What the fuck? Little bug. But you guys, you see, I did a custom little console thing. This is cool. I did I saw this little hack or whatever online on YouTube about you put Dawn dish soap. So it was colored like that, just straight green. But then I like, what is that? Drizzled it over the top, and then I sprayed it with a black matte on top of that. And then when you let that dry, and then you can wash off the Dawn. And then I put a few clear coats over it. Unfortunately, there are some spots that started to like wrinkle. I don't know if it's because of the type of paints and stuff that I used, but I'm gonna end up redoing all of this anyway. I'm getting my truck painted this coming month. I'm gonna do like this. It's called Highland Green. My buddy hooked me up with this. It's a Mustang color, but it's like this rich, you know, dark green that also it almost looks black without when the sun's not hitting it. So I think that's gonna look really nice. Got my fenders all ready to pop on there as well before I paint it, so I can have those 4x fenders on there. But yeah, for anybody that was wondering, that is the new Phase 2 Motorsport or Motor Trend. I don't want to get it wrong here. Phase 2 Motor Trend short throw shifter for the Hardbody pickup. So you don't got to use that 241 anymore. They make it for us. They never forget about the good old Hardbodies anymore. Yeah, I got to do my carpeting and stuff too. So I got to do my sound deadening, and then I got this roll of carpet backing from Home Depot too. I was trying to get some like actual jute pad, but in order to get it over here to Hawaii, I mean that's like double the price of the material just to send it. So I just went with this. I'm gonna use what, you know, there's only $33 at Home Depot for me for a 6x8. It is 5-pound rebound. They say you want to go with like 8, so maybe I'll go double this up underneath the carpeting. And then I took the carpeting out of my scrap one over there. It's growing trees out of it. Cleaned it up, degreaser, pressure wash. But now I'm looking at it and I'm like, I mean, there's some. I would want to dye it, but an easier way that I could do this is just get a big roll of carpeting from like Walmart, that basic black carpet, and then just use this as a template and then cut and mold to the vehicle. So I think that's what I'm going to do, and then just put that under the carpet with the spray adhesive right here. Yeah, good things to come, guys. Good things to come. Hope you enjoyed this. I just wanted to get right to that point though in the start of the video about this shifter, because I have been waiting for like 2 months at this point to get this shifter back. You know, from the time I first ordered it to me sending it back and then getting it back from them, they had to wait for their new shipment to come too. So I'm really happy. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.